If you look at the messages coming from Peter Obi, right from the time he came out to try to contest the election, his messages are very clear. That Nigeria is in the decline state. Nigeria isn't working because we are not a productive nation. And this is a clear message that this is the situation we have been facing, that you have this level of arable land, you have this young, energetic youth population, and yet you can't put them to use. So there's a clear message coming from Peter Obi. Every time he talks about the current economic crisis that we have, and the lack of leadership to be able to give proper direction. And that is what he brings to the table. He has said it about private and public life, that he has done things that are actually stated clearly what the direction of a government should be like. Right. So you can't use one stroke of to brush everybody with one brush. The fact remains that when you have a democratic system, that people must judge or people must align, people must discuss. The only thing I have discovered is that is the panic state of the APC government. That if you look at their rush conclusion to press statements, rush conclusion to try to want to be dismissive of the coalition because they were beaten to their game in an attempt to try to undermine the coalition leaders from having a united front, they felt it was impossible before. But
so guys, I think this video now explains why APC governments are always countering any comment from P2B. Because P2B is our greatest threat ever. P2B is APC's greatest threat, and there's no doubt that APC are panicking because every leader of every party are coming together to remove APC. Tell me why they won't panic. Erufai, Atiku, Abati, Jonathan, many of them coming together to coalesce to remove APC. Why wouldn't they be scared? Just watch the video to the end. Let me go to talk your views in the comment section.
Get it clear. Are you, Peter Ahmed, still a member of the Labour Party? Is Peter Obi, your presidential candidate in the 2023 election, still a member of the Labour Party as we speak? Where do things really stand?
It's very clear. There's no any public statement.
It's not clear.
It's clear because even at the Supreme Court level, it was there between Fubara and Martin Mewule. It was decided that you must be found on the register of a political party before you are saying you are the member. You must be a card-carrying member of a political party before they say you are a member. So it is clear that these things had not happened, and the one that happened last at the period at which His Excellency Peter Obi joined the Labour Party. I've been a Labour Party member for a very long time, and I have not relinquished that membership, and there's no public statement anywhere that I have relinquished that membership, except it's dotted. But the fact is that every time you have a discussion around trying to form a formidable opposition, while you try to discuss with other people, you can't have this discussion without having some level of progress collectively.
Yeah, but these conversations or discussions, as you call them, are they with the clear mandate of the Labour Party?
We have crossed that Rubicon a long time ago. Okay. Another youth man had already spoken about this several times.
Right. So you are part of the coalition.
Well, of course, we are part of the coalition.
And Peter Obi,
to make sure that.
Why has Peter Obi not clearly come out to say he's left the Labour Party for the coalition, as other party members, people like Malami of APC left the APC, Amechi has left the APC, declaring for the same ADC coalition? Why has Peter Obi or yourself not done that?
Atiku is still a member of the PDP. Erufai is still a member of the SDP. The fact is, you don't want to understand the panic. Don't take the narrative of the APC that is panicking. Please, let's leave that aside. They are trying to create a narrative that doesn't exist. What exists
what's
today?
The correct narrative?
What exists today is that principal leaders from different political platforms have decided to form a formidable political structure that will be able to, defeat the APC come 2027. And it was clearly stated in the understanding that they had that this coalition that we are selecting ADC for is for 2027 election. Because they are members of other political parties that have by-elections, that have elections up to Anambra in November this year. So these are issues that were clearly outlined in the meeting of the coalition leaders and was agreed upon. It's not something anybody is doing that is cutting hand. It belongs to your party. This is not the first time the alliances and coalitions is being formed in this
Absolutely, but it's looking like deja vu. To Nigerians. In 2013, 2014, Nigerians were exactly where we are now, where there's this talk about coalition. The coalition happened, and experts and people who really understand what is going on are saying this coalition seems to be more concerned about, taking over power and not necessarily getting governance right. They're just interested in getting Tinubu out and not even thinking about who exactly do we want to take over from Tinubu.
No, you can't say that. It's not true. If you look at the messages coming from Peter Obi, right from the time he came out to try to contest the election, his messages are very clear. That Nigeria is in the decline state. Nigeria isn't working because we are not a productive nation. And this is a clear message that this is the situation we have been facing, that you have this level of arable land, you have this young, energetic youth population, and yet you can't put them to use. So there's a clear message coming from Peter Obi. Every time he talks about the current economic crisis that we have and the lack of leadership to be able to give proper direction, and that is what he brings to the table. He has said it about private and public life, that he has done things that are actually stated clearly what the direction of a government should be like.
Right.
So you can't use one stroke of to brush everybody with one brush. The fact remains that when you have a democratic system, that people must judge or people must align, people must discuss. The only thing I have discovered is that is the panic state of the APC government. That if you look at their rush conclusion to press statements, rush conclusion to try to want to be dismissive of the coalition because they were beaten to their game in an attempt to try to undermine the coalition leaders from having a united front, they felt it was impossible before, but they have achieved their aim, and they are scared of the outcome of what will become. The only mistake the coalition leader will make is to jettison the zoning arrangement, the rotational presidency arrangement you have, the arrangement between the original constitution. People don't understand.
Is there an arrangement on ground right now? And you talk about Peter Obi. I mean, yes, he wants Nigeria to move from a consumer nation to a productive one. But that is if he has his way in 2027 to be on the ballot as the flag bearer. Is that likely to be?
It is likely to be. See, the coalition leaders have a choice before them.
Right.
It will be contested in 2023 without no House of Assembly, no senator, no House of no entrenched political machinery behind him. And it's got over 6 million votes. That was recorded for him. What was recorded for him was over 6 million votes. In the South alone, Obi defeated Tinubu by 44.5%. Tinubu got 35.5%. So Obi is leading in the South. In the North, as big as the North, and people say, oh, Obi can have way into the North. Obi scored 15.2%. While Kwakwaso was scoring about 10%. In the South, Kwakwaso scored 0.46%. So you can't have this kind of, somebody who have this kind of mileage. If you are coming to the coalition today and you say, oh, you don't want to allow the southern region to unite against what you're going to bring, you bring a southern candidate.
But it does look from what you are saying that from your team, you've made up your mind that Peter Obi must be the flag bearer. But this is a coalition where we've been told that all contending interests, should sacrifice for the best man to emerge. Are you coming to the table with a clear mind, with an open mind as to this could just go any way? Not necessarily coming your way.
It's not in every coalition and in every political arrangement. There's always a way to settle these issues. Whether you're having a primaries that is open, or you're having a zone primaries, or you are having a consensus pre-primaries, because you need to do something to also defeat the APC. If the essence is to bring good governance to our people, we can't just go every time and try to go to say we go back to the old ways of doing things and we go to primaries at Digu Square, wherever we go to, and start to insult ourselves. So there must be a way that the leaders must know at this time. This is a critical time for Nigeria. This is a critical time for economic decline to be rescued. So the leaders must understand that if you are going to the South, you need to consider who has the momentum. You want to win an election. You are not going in to try.
Is the momentum still
there? You
there?
must put your best foot forward.
Is the momentum still there for Mr. Peter Obi?
See, the reason why today those who control our political system before used to manipulate our elections and get to it because the media was a restricted space. You either be in Lagos and you try to have how many information can go. Today, there's a liberalization of the media space. There's an open space. You can even get your data from the social media. You can get from Twitter, where people have Peter Obi alone followership on Twitter is about 5.2 million. So this is a complete center of information that you can get your data. I'm a political scientist. I won't come here. That's why you see I keep on telling you about figures, about data, about, to be able to put it in proper perspective. What is important for the coalition leaders to know. Because you need that momentum, that understanding, because we are going to be contesting against a man from the south, and there's an unwritten arrangement. What people say, oh, why are you saying there's an unwritten arrangement?
Yes.
Is there an unwritten arrangement to say a vice president, when a president come from the south, the vice president must come from the north?
Right.
There's not like that. There's no written arrangement like that. It is an unwritten understanding to keep this country one, to make sure we form a formidable united front as a people. And if that united front exists, we should be able to keep it. The only obstacle that would have been,
yes,
if Peter P is not somebody who sacrificed for the good of his people. He's somebody who sacrificed for his people. And I say, to keep that arrangement alive, to be able to make sure that the understanding between the South and the North remains, that the general understanding remains, he has agreed to do one thing. And in that 4 years, the intention is to set our financial and political system right. That is what the intention is, because what we have today is that people spend public money without accountability, without transparency, without open governance system. Because before we into
IPAC's Yabagi on the issue of whether Peter Obi will serve one term, is saying he's not too sure that the North will even trust, what Peter Obi is saying, that he will only serve one term.
Yagbaji served after me.
Why?
I was IPAC chairman. I'm from the North. I'm from Kogi State. Yagbaji can't speak for the entire North. Yagbaji is from Niger. We are both from the North Central. I was IPAC chairman, then he later became after chairman. I was IPAC secretary twice. This is my turf. I've served in this political space. I've practiced in the political space. And for now, we know that this system has changed.
Right.
That is now the electorate that determines the outcome of elections.
Okay.
It is no longer this one you say, oh, I have this governor here that will bring 2 million votes. I have this senator here that will bring 1 million votes. No, the people are now young people who are tech survey, who understand the implication of electing a non-performing person.
Come rain, come sunshine, Peter B will still be APC's greatest fear. Why? Is because this man understands what it takes to be a leader, and have given us the blueprint which we have been looking for. He has been a governor for 8 years, and we know what he did in Anambra State. He did wonders in Anambra State. Even though some persons will try to dispute that he didn't do anything, but me and you know that Peter B did a lot in Anambra State when he was governor. Peter B did a lot of things when he was the governor of Anambra State, and he can also implement more in Nigeria if he becomes our president. But this corruption is now eroding Nigeria, that we don't even know or have faith anymore in judiciary and in INEC. Because in that election, even despite the coalition, they will still go ahead and rig that election. Amechi said in his interview yesterday that the best way to remove APC is not even by coalition. That the best way is by revolution, where over 200 million Nigeria comes out to fight this corruption. Because if you calculate the whole leaders of Nigeria, there are no over 100,000. Then we have over 200 million Nigerians. So Amechi was stating the fact that you can stay in your house and rant all you want, that the government won't do anything because they know that you are feeling the pain. They know that you are suffering. But if they should make everybody to start living where, who will not be bribed to rig election for them? Because it is hunger that they are using as a weapon. So that they can give you 5,000 naira to go and carry ballot box and run. To go and risk your life for 5,000 naira. Because last election, we also saw that those that stole ballot box that was caught, they dealt with them. Then imagine who and who that will go plan to go and steal ballot box again the next election. They might even buy you at the stand because people are no longer happy. The country is entering deep hole and people are no longer happy. We ranted for 30 days, nothing was done. What have we not done for the country for the government to hear us and know that we are suffering? They are aware. I meant to say that they are aware. But let me get your views in the comment section and I'll be getting my next video.